Hey guys, my name is Joanna, also known as Just Another Flutist here on YouTube, and today we're going to be talking about my piccolo. If you guys have stuck around on my channel for a while, you'll know that I have referred to my piccolo as kind of a piece of garbage. I kind of forgot how crappy my piccolo is. There's a little bit of padding between the A sharp key and the key that connects the A sharp key with the A key. When it gets too warm, that padding there actually gets sticky. And so when you play something like a B flat, it will take the other key down with it and it will turn into an A. Let's rewind a little bit and talk about the issues that I have had with this piccolo and why I have not brought it in to get it fixed. Here he is. This guy is a Powell Inari SP500. So Inari is sort of the sub-brand of Powell. A lot of these super professional brands these days have these sort of sub-brands under them where they make really good instruments that are still made in the same way as the higher quality instruments are, but they're made with cheaper materials or with a cheaper way of manufacturing them in order to beat down the cost. But in terms of how they play, like a Inari plays like a Powell. When this was sold to me, it was sold as a plastic and wood composite. It's wood, but it's been filled in by resin. And so basically it should never crack. The finish on this is quite glossy, so it actually looks more plastic and feels more plastic than wood. This piccolo is also much heavier than most other piccolos. My personal issues with this was that I tend to be the type of person who likes to play very high notes a little further forward in my mouth. I don't like to feel like I have to start the air really far back in my mouth. So for a long time, I actually could not get high notes out at all. Anything higher than a written D6, I had the most trouble with. I clearly remember in a lesson when I brought this piccolo to my teacher, and she just played all the way up to the high B, high C, no problem. It took a very long time to figure out how to play those high notes, and even when I was playing those high notes, I ended up pushing them really hard because I was pushing the air starting from the middle of my mouth rather than further back. The way this piccolo plays is actually just fine if it's in 100% working condition. It's actually fantastic and the sound you get out of it is really amazing. It just does not actually fit the way I play at all. I have the original receipt here. I got this from the old Long McQuade in Vancouver, BC. This was in their old location in downtown, so this was not even where they're located now. Apparently, we bought this on January 2nd, 2007. So I've had this baby for 11 years now. This is totally gonna give away my age, but we got this guy in my last year of high school. I had applied to music school in the November before this. I believe my audition was not until somewhere around March-ish, I think. And then I didn't find out that I was actually accepted until like April or something like that. I guess you could kind of say this was a little bit of a gamble for us to get this piccolo. I did have a discussion with my parents that like I definitely need a piccolo to play in music school. Conductors tend to just sort of throw piccolo parts at you, and depending on your school, you may or may not have a reliable piccolo to borrow from the School of Music. I think at that point, UBC School of Music had not gotten the Burkhart Rizonas. In fact, I don't even know if the Burkhart Rizona piccolos even existed at that point. I'm not sure. We definitely hadn't heard of them. The full price of it ended up coming out to about 740 Canadian dollars. We bought it secondhand. Also, this paper is still very new. My mom was actually the one who filed this and gave me the file when I moved out. Oh my goodness, we even have a printout of the original website listing of this. We start with the innovative USA-made Odyssey polymer to provide unparalleled resonance. Oh, it's somewhat cut off on the side though. Dang it, this probably doesn't even exist anymore. Next, we machine the polymer bodies with the Powell scale at Powell's, Massachusetts. Works. Provide something got cut off, provide impeccable intonation. The machine body is then sent to China, where a top-notch partner assembles the quality plated mechanism to rigorous specifications. Back in the USA, each head joint is painstakingly hand cut at the Powell factory to offer super projection. I think it's superior projection, maybe. I like the fact that it currently says super projection. Finally, we marry the head joint to the body. Whoever wrote this, I hope you got a raise. And a Powell trained technician to playtest each piccolo, I guess, to strict quality standards, something like that. The result is a quality crafted piccolo that produces a beautiful sonorous sound at a great price, I think is the word that got cut off. Exclusive Odyssey polymer. I need to look up what this is. Powell scale crafted at the Powell factory, hand-cut Powell head joint, silver-plated mechanism made by our top-notch partner in China. They don't actually list who the partner is. Play-tested by a Powell trained technician to strict quality standards. This guy has now taken me through all of university, through my master's, and straight into Ensign Symphony and Chorus. I'm not ungrateful to this piccolo, but this piccolo does have its issues. The issues really started to come to light a few concerts ago. I realize now that the cork has been so worn down that it's pretty much just the adhesive now. I was like, whatever, I'll just live with it. I'll just wiggle that key a lot, make sure that it's not sticking while I'm playing. And I managed to get through for a while longer. Now, the last time I got this fixed was when I was living in Vancouver, which was a very long time ago now. This guy was advertised to be this thing that never breaks, this thing that never cracks, right? Because the biggest issue with wooden instruments is that there is a possibility that it may crack if you don't take good care of it, if you don't figure out like exactly the humidity levels that it needs to be in, you know, if it expands or contracts too much because of the weather or the environment it's in gets too hot or it gets too cold. I heard through the grapevine sometime during my master's-ish that this guy had been recalled. If you drop this guy on a hard surface at just the wrong angle, he will shatter like an eggshell. That's why I never brought him in. So in the 4 years that I have lived here in Seattle, I've just been running this guy to the ground. On March 8th, 2018, literally the day before I was supposed to be playing in a concert with the Ensign Symphony, this guy could no longer reliably play notes above a D6. I have gotten to know this piccolo enough that I have been able to reliably get notes out above that, but now it was not only difficult to play it, it was cracking, which had never happened before. They would either just not come out or they would come out. Like there was no like in between. But now there's an in between, which is there's a problem. If I play for you now, it's probably going to be completely fine. See, it's fine now, of course. But after playing for just 5 minutes straight, it will start to crack. If I play any other notes with the B flat key down, those notes tend to crack as well and they tend to leak. I'm guessing everything that is wrong with this piccolo is actually fixable. In next week's video, I'm going to go over how I contacted the Flute Center of New York to look for a new piccolo. I'm gonna end this off with a little clip of me showing you guys the difference between my piccolo and Rose's piccolo that she graciously lent to me to play for that concert. I think this clip will just speak for itself. I am in concert black right now. I do completely know that I look like a school mistress. I kind of like it though, but anyway, I only have a few minutes to talk to you guys about this, but I thought I would mention it before I run off to my concert. My piccolo died yesterday. I know for a fact it was yesterday because I was practicing on it for like the few days before it for the music that we were playing tonight, and it was doing just fine. And then yesterday it was just like, nope, I'm done. I know, great production quality, right? So this is one of the pieces of music that we're doing tonight. This is my piccolo. you would think that's not bad, but actually what's happening is that the sound is not carrying anymore. Like it doesn't have that richness that it used to have. So now I'm going to play Rose's piccolo, which she has not even maintained for a couple of years now. Her piccolo is also made out of wood. I'm guessing grenadilla wood, but I'm not going to do close-ups of it because it's not my piccolo, and I'm not reviewing it or anything like that, but listen to the difference. The sound just projects. I can control it. The amount of effort that I put to make my piccolo sound the way that it just did right now was about 200 to 300% the amount of effort that I take to play Rose's piccolo. That's why I'm in the process of getting a new piccolo. Please stick around for next week's video in this continuing saga of my piccolo adventures. If you like this video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up and hit subscribe for new videos every Saturday. My last video is over here, which I will put a link to up here. If you want to support me, you can head on over to my Patreon page, but otherwise, if you want to catch me during the week, my social media networks are down there, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.